Hello, everybody, and welcome to I don't know what number story meet this is, but welcome. I am joined here today with the amazing Art Blaster, aka Brian, but
Yeah.
only we can call him Brian. You all can only call him Art Blaster.
No, they can call me Brian. No, they can call me Brian.
And then, of course, we have the always amazing Ivy joining us.
Hello.
Hello, and we're gonna kick off this story meet talking about story.
Yeah, we generally talk about story.
And I want to thank everybody for being patient with us. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we hope you had a very good holiday. And I hope that you are all safe.
Yeah, we're kind of coming back from our little hiatus over the holidays. We didn't have this for a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably like a week longer than usual, like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I hope everyone hasn't eaten too much candy like I did.
Did you eat a bunch of candy?
I did.
Mm.
I've been eating a lot of candy.
What kind of candy?
Chocolate mostly.
What kind of chocolate?
The good kind. You know,
Alright, we're getting somewhere.
Godiva and the good stuff.
Right on. I've been eating Krusty Krabby Patties. Those gummy patties because they're delicious.
Oh, I thought you were just
Yeah.
like making that up. I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
So yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
For
Yeah.
real.
What?
All right. So I think today we wanted to talk about some of the areas we didn't really touch on. I know one of them that Justin wanted to talk about was the Wastes, which is kind of like the desert area in Toasty. And yeah, so if you wanted to go into that, we can.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Long dramatic pause.
Were we gonna? I guess my question about the waste is like, are we gonna have more? Are we gonna have things to do in the waste outside of Crumbleton?
Well, I
Yes.
imagine it's like a town and then barren wasteland around it with like
Mhm.
a few hot spots I think we talked about. But
Yeah.
there's a lot to do in Crumbleton and some secrets on the outside.
Yeah, so the way we have it set up currently, the waste is like the general term for the desert area that's very expansive and barren. But then there's the settlement, Crumbleton, which is like the kind of small western themed outpost in the area. And yeah, I think we wanted to do something like kind of like a maze type area, if I remember correctly, kind of like when you're lost in the desert area in Final Fantasy VII, which I hate. I hate that part.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hated that part. I always got stuck there.
Yeah, like what if there must be a smarter way to do that.
Oh yeah. Love the
I think
smarter
of
way.
like the Lost Woods in Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still a little bit annoying, but it's got
Yeah.
a lot of room for error, whereas Final Fantasy VII's issue with that was just like frustration
That was
beyond
painful.
belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, did they?
Like
even
I don't
have-
even.
Was there any like clues to which way to
Clue?
go?
No, you just kind of like figured it out.
It was horrible.
It was so
I didn't like
bad.
that part. And then they like have a really difficult boss battle with that guy.
Yeah, and the monsters you run into, it's just,
Yeah.
we're gonna avoid that completely. I think we draw inspiration from the Lost Woods,
Mhm.
like in Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, because they both have it.
Yeah. I
Just like
mean, the Majora's Mask version, I remember liking that one. it felt more fun for some reason, and I'm not really sure
Follow the
why.
monkey.
Yeah, maybe because monkeys were involved.
Monkey.
Yeah, we could have
That's
like
our-
either an audio clue or a visual clue to
Yeah.
find your way through the desert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people were. I think they realized the whole having music playing when you get close to one of them was like a bad way of doing it. So they're just like, just follow the monkey.
Yeah.
I like the music thing, but that's just me, I guess.
I like to follow the monkey.
So what you're saying is either we're gonna have to do something with music or have a monkey.
Desert monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Or we
works.
could have like maybe like the wind will be an indicator.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea. What, like you hear wind howling or something?
Or like you'll see like sand blowing in the wind and it won't be completely obvious at first, but the direction that it blows is kind of the way you gotta go.
Right.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, we can definitely do something like that. Ivy, how accurate is this drawing of Crumbleton I found on the drive? I sent it in the Patreon discussion.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's not accurate.
Is that the most recent one?
It's not. It's like not including the full
Wait,
map.
where
It's just
did-
individual.
Patreon discussion? Oh, that is not that. All right, that was not intended at all to be a fully developed map. What that was me developing the visual style for the area.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like structures that you will see in Crumbleton. Kind of like a reference guide for when I do map out the actual town. Also, I put that sketch together when we were planning on including it in the trailer back in, months back.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there were a couple of sections that I put together quickly to like show some variety of the area. So, it's not the actual map, but it's kind of the visual style that I wanted to go with. As far as like, buildings and like tiles and background elements and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
But yeah,
So this will be like the style approach you want to go.
I do want to build on that. I look at a lot of different things for inspiration when I'm coming up with the map designs. Kind of like for each area, I try to make it distinct from each area distinct. So from one another.
I'm posting in Storytime chat what I was thinking.
Okay. But yeah, like I look at a lot of paintings and concept art from different things. Like I'm big on like old school Magic the Gathering and stuff. I like a lot of their old designs and stuff, and even like fine art paintings from way back in the day of different things. Like there were some paintings I saw. I think one was of Egypt from like the 1880s or something. I sent it to Brian a while back. I was like, oh, I thought we could go kind of in this direction for the visual design of Crumbleton. Kind of like sandstone buildings and like awnings and little shops and things like that.
Oh, did you see what I sent in the Storytime chat?
Yes. That's from Paper Mario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that part.
You were describing it like the shops and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Dry Try Outpost.
That's pretty close. That's like kind of like old school Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that kind of artistic direction. That will look really
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like adding in kind of our own
Twist.
like our own cultural twist on it. Like, what is the culture Geldia, like how would they build buildings? Like for that area, I was thinking like, oh, weird twisty rooftops and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
are some unique visual styles we can play with in the buildings and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned
So-
kind of like a Western style town too. So like, what if we took, like, you know, a Western style saloon designs and stuff like that, and kind of mixed it with this a little bit to kind of get our own thing. But
Yeah, we could definitely do that. That would fit with Arthur's character because he's like that sheriff type character,
yeah.
the gunslinger that just starts blasting.
Yep.
Yeah. Shoot first, ask questions later.
So, anyways, I start blasting.
Yep.
But yeah, I would like, it's always good to look at different sources of inspiration. Like I was saying, like I try to get ideas from everywhere.
Right.
I don't like just being like, oh, we need a desert town. I'm just gonna
Do the
make
typical
it,
thing.
make it like, oh, it's a poopy Western town.
So cactuses,
Have fun.
obviously.
Cactuses, am I right?
Yeah. Got you.
That's not a bad idea. I should put some cactuses in there. But what if we made them weird looking?
Yeah,
We've
we
made
could.
some, like-
I mean, we can really be creative with it and make it our own.
You mean like a
thing.
cactar or something?
No. No, like,
Ooh, look at this
Um,
boy. Like this?
I like that one. What is that? It's like some big Final
Is that
Fantasy
from-
cactus.
Is that from 12 or
I think
14?
I think that's from the MMO, yeah. But yeah, you
Um,
can definitely make an interesting. They don't even need to be green.
Yeah,
Let's say
like,
we could
that
play with the color palette a little bit.
that would actually be pretty cool. Like, what if we just made huge cactuses or cacti and made them like, all different colors and stuff?
They could be purple.
Whoa.
I know, insane.
They can
Brilliant.
have like little flowers on them. Who knows?
Ooh, you
I
crazy.
really like how that looks. That's really cute.
We're always calling Justin in on his bad language.
So sorry.
You
I
should
didn't even notice.
apologize.
I'm so immune to it anymore. I don't even hear it.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But yeah, it'll Crumbleton and the Wastes, it's definitely an area that I had to keep going back to figure out. The other
Mhm.
areas came more naturally to me when I was designing them based off of like the descriptions you gave me, Justin.
Yeah.
And I think because it's like, it's like, oh, it's a desert, it's like there's not a lot of your initial thoughts with that kind of a thing are like, oh, there's not a lot of variety. Like, what can you do with a desert? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see that struggle. Like, I feel like that can be quite a challenge because it's like, it's a desolate place. So it needs to have the feeling of desolation. But at the same time, you need to have something to do in that area. So how do you overcome that challenge? Which brings me to my next question. How do you originally get to the Wastes?
Don't the
Underground.
catacombs lead to it from the wizard tower?
Yeah. So
Okay.
there's like a network of underground tunnels that go under the water.
Okay, so I knew that, but like when you get out of the catacombs, you just like come out of a cave into the Wastes? Or
Sure.
like, do we have not really have that ironed out?
No, we don't really have that too much detail on that. I kind of imagined it opening up into first like a pass through mountains, like kind of like a canyon. Like Beggar's Canyon in A New Hope
Yeah.
when R2D2's rolling through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of a scene, like that vibe I was
Oh, yeah.
imagining.
Okay. Cool.
Like it's like you come out of a cave and it's like that, then it opens up to like a broad expanse of desert, and then we can have that kind of maze-like thing area.
Talking
Yeah,
about
that's
Tatooine.
just when we were talking about how like you're in the catacombs. I kind of just pictured like when you get near the end of it, you'll see like sand kind of being
Yeah.
on the edges of the floor and stuff like that, like
Mhm.
just little details like that. And then once you eventually get to the end, you'll see light, shining in from the stairwell or whatever, like the exit. But
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to find canyon pictures right now. I know what you're talking about, Ives. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, kind of just like it's, like a valley kind of. And then it kind of flattens out and it's all like desert and stuff. And then I don't know where we have that little segment of the motorcycle race with the funnel cakes.
Oh
and like
yeah, you talking about pod racing?
yeah. I don't oh yeah,
It's like,
Oh, I love
shit, you're right.
love that Ben Quadraneros, let me tell you.
The cool pod racing.
cool-
Mark
cool
Bumpy
pod racing.
Roost, am I right?
I love
Like, yeah.
Clegg Holdfast, am I right?
Oh no.
I used to know all their
I'll be naming-
names. I
I know.
forgot now.
Oh no.
I know most of them. It's horrible. Bull's Roar.
Wasn't like
I
Quasi
know.
Beto one?
Yeah. And so was Aldar Beto.
Yeah.
I know
And-
there's a character called Kit Fisto.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Jedi. He's a Jedi. And his
Yeah,
name's
yeah.
horrible.
On it's this this is Kit Fisto.
He's the guy who like smiles after he knocks some droids down. He's like, "Yee, I did it."
Oh, you mean
You remember that?
He's the
Yeah,
guy.
you
He's the
did
guy with the
great.
jet set radio sunglasses.
Really? He has sunglasses?
No, I'm making a joke because his eyes look like they're like the big early
Oh,
2000s
right.
sunglasses.
You posted the exact picture of him smiling. I hate it.
Kit Fisto?
I think he might be the worst character.
It's so dangerous. He swings that lightsaber. Those tentacles.
So
are
wait,
gone.
is he a Twi'lek? But
I don't know.
he's like a Twi'lek, but
know.
with a different face.
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think he's just rand mass tentacle.
I think he's called a
Discount
Naudilin.
Halloween store alien number 2.
Yeah.
He's a Naudilin.
Oh, okay.
So this is now a Star Wars Episode 2
No,
podcast.
okay, all right, we're getting off that.
Thanks to Justin.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
so I just kind of want to go over the order of sequence in the waste because like you exit the catacombs and then you have this expansive desert in front of you. Are we going to have him get lost in the desert with like the maze type thing first? Or
I
did
like that idea because when we originally talked about it, Brian, it was like you came to the catacombs and you like ended up in Crumbleton. Like you were welcomed into Crumbleton immediately, and then there's like this big expanse. Like you try to leave Crumbleton kind of thing. We could have it to where the player kind of like has to wander around, and then we can have a scripted event where they like pass out or some shit.
Oh, so you think that like the maze should still have a goal, but in reality, the goal he still gets exhausted and passes out, and that's the end of the maze.
Yeah. Well, the initial time, like at the very from like when you leave the catacombs, because you're in this desert area, you're like, do I go right? You know, like you keep going around and stuff, and then we can make it's just all scripted. And then we can make like the dust storm get worse and worse or something, and then like Marshall just has a scripted moment where he kind of just falls over.
Oh, okay. And then is that when the funnel cakes find you?
Yeah. The boys.
So I opened our design document, and
Here we go.
it's funny because some of the stuff we went through, like I actually did write down. So I wrote Well, I don't know if I wrote
Are you
this.
in the Masspedia?
Yeah, so it says the waste. Marshall emerges from the underground path to find an expansive desert. You must wander through the desert, navigate repeating mazes to find your way to the outpost of Crumbleton, which is basically what we just said.
Yeah, yeah.
And I even cited Lost Woods, Final Fantasy VII, and Lost Woods in original Zelda.
So at least we know what we want.
Yeah, cool. And then the next part is the carnival. Remember that? Well, there's a carnival.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So on the outskirts of Crumbleton, you find the carnival. Numerous citizens enjoy the attractions. So I have roller coaster. You can only enter by enabling big head mode to meet the height requirement.
Remember that?
Yeah, I incorporated it. I remember you mentioned that one time.
Oh my god, I did not know that you had that idea. That's so funny.
You weren't tall enough, and that's it. Like that's.
I
the
love
end.
Yeah.
that idea though. Like it just seems like you can't write it, but if you actually came back after you enabled like a cheat for big head mode, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're tall enough now."
How should we do it? Should it be like randomly that options in your like that options in the menu, or is it in the dialogue when you're talking to the guy?
I
I
think.
Oh, I'm tall enough, and then it says, then it just happens or something.
Honestly, I think it'd be kind of cool if it was a secret.
Yeah,
Like
it's complete secret.
yeah, like let's make it so that you wouldn't know about it unless you played through the game with big head mode.
Yeah.
Or like someone
You
was clever enough to turn on the cheat and see if this, let's see if this works, and then they find out it actually worked.
Oh, okay.
The Steam achievement could be like, "You think you're clever, do you?"
So I also have Arthur's shooting gallery on here. Arthur, the semi-retired town sheriff, operates the shooting game. You can win a couple of prizes and help Arthur with a side quest.
He's a carny.
I don't know what that side quest is. Are we going to make it kind of like you have to, like, I don't know. I don't know if we talked about this part, like what Arthur's involvement with law enforcement is in Crumbleton, because
What is it called when somebody just like they just start shooting?
What?
you mean when they just start blasting?
Yeah, like when they just start blasting. What is
No.
it called?
I don't know. Are you really asking, or are you trying to like?
Are you?
No,
is this a bit?
no, no, this is like oh my gosh, a loose cannon.
Oh yeah,
There it is. Yeah.
Arthur's a loose cannon,
He doesn't like to play by the rules.
So
blasting
you're
everywhere.
thinking like that plays into his story of like how he's not sheriff anymore or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was more of a corruption thing. Like he's like he knows the funnel cakes aren't a bad gang, and they're actually the ones protecting town, and like Larm's quote unquote forces of evil have ousted him, resigning him to this post of running the carnival, this shooting gallery in the carnival, as opposed to being an actual sheriff.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
how I
they-
saw it too.
Yeah, like they installed some corrupt guy, and they're like trying to arrest the funnel cakes.
And they keep dropping pop in the court.
He's dropping pop. Get him.
You can't do that in here.
So, what would the quest be? Because I feel like proving the funnel cake's innocence would also prove Arthur's.
What if Arthur shows up to the what's it called, battle? The judge.
Ooh, maybe his side quest is helping. So, did you ever play the first Kingdom Hearts game?
No.
So when you're in the Alice in Wonderland stage, you gotta find all of you find evidence that Alice did not try and take the Queen's heart. What if his side quest is finding evidence to back up the funnel cakes?
Kind of reminds me of like
with-
Chrono Trigger
yeah.
too.
Like,
where you, like,
Yeah,
have to,
yeah,
like, find
exactly. Like with Chrono
evidence.
Trigger, except Chrono Trigger is like you take the old man's food and that's gonna get brought up in court, kind of thing.
That's
So-
a good idea.
Yeah.
That could be a side quest because he knows he's innocent, so it would make sense. He's like, yeah, they're good If only
So-
I had this to
So
help
what-
prove they're innocent.
Right. So what do you think of making Arthur's side quest optional? Like,
Yes.
if you don't, then he won't help you during the fight with the judge or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, I think it should be optional.
Yeah. I think it would make that entire scene just like be different, just like a
Mhm.
Chrono Trigger. Don't pick up the old man's food. He don't show up and say anything.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. I think that's a good way to
Maybe
handle Arthur's.
Go on. Sorry.
No, that was it.
What if you help? So you help him, and you help him get some evidence to prove that the funnel cakes are innocent, and then the whole like scene before the battle against the judge, it plays a little bit differently, and then in the battle we could have Arthur do a thing, maybe. Obviously, not
Like a
being
limit
lion.
break.
Yeah, well, like
So he just starts blasting.
We're not talking about that other spoiler limit break, but like something like that. Yeah,
Oh, you mean the summon?
the summon. Yes.
So you're thinking that we could have even more help if yeah. I do think it would be awesome, and also it would be rewarding to have it so that if you did help Arthur in his side quests, that you do get like you have help with like the boss or something.
Oh, yeah.
What if like the judge has like a horrible stage 2 form, and like if you have Arthur on your team, you like kill him before he gets to that more powerful form?
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Make it super beneficial to the player to do that.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Like, what if he's all like mutated and like gross?
More
Like, even-
trashy.
You're
with like
talking
with
about
like several appendages and stuff, and
it's
like
it's the Judge Ova.
yeah, exactly. A calamity from the dump.
Calamity from the dump. Calamity Judge.
Yeah. I like that idea because, we were looking for a way to kind of
Make that more
incorporate
interesting.
Arthur
Oh yeah.
into the story a little bit more. I
So
like
let's
that.
talk about that side quest though, because say he mentions that he needs more evidence to
Mhm.
prove like the innocence of the funnel cakes.
Right.
What kind of scenario would we play out that shows they're innocent?
It could be. Well, we still don't know. Wait, did we talk about like what exactly the funnel cakes are being framed for, or is it just they're just bad people?
Well, I guess yeah, we have to revise that part a little bit,
Yeah,
the whole motive thing.
because
But originally it had to do with the mayor.
Yeah.
It had to
and
do
we
with the
shifted around that.
Yeah, originally it was like the mayor was like I guess the mayor was framed for murder or something, we said originally. Which is
Something like
kind of dark for Toasty, but
that. Nah, screw it. Let's go.
all right. So the mayor was framed
Wait,
for
the
murder.
mayor of Crumbleton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
And
a
then-
mayor.
Yeah, I don't know.
We did some changes outside
Yeah.
of Crumbleton, and it affected
Exactly.
Crumbleton,
So we
got to shift it around a little bit. But so they did something. They didn't do something. They're being framed that they did do something, probably by the new deputy.
it should really just be the dynamic between Arthur and the replacement for Arthur. That should
Yeah.
be like there shouldn't be a mayor because it's an outpost. It's in the
Exactly.
desert.
Nega
Arthur. Yeah. Oh my god, what if it was just a robotic Arthur?
Ooh, I kind of love that.
That would be so cool. It's just like, who are you? It's like, I'm
Rob
you,
Arthur.
Better. Oh, it's Bother.
What should it
Bot there.
Bot. What if his name was like I don't know. Robo
Sheriff Tron 2000.
yeah, Sheriff Tron.
It's like, who are you supposed to be? Bother? Robo Blastian? Kevin?
We should do something that hints to Larm's involvement.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how we would do that.
Well, we could do it visually with the colors, or
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? You know what? What if when you fight the judge, you also got to fight Bother?
Ooh.
And if you help Arthur, he removes Bother from the battle.
Yes. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So basically, if you don't help Arthur, it's going to be a horrible fight.
Yes.
Well, so basically, it's like you have to fight the judge, and then you also have to fight. Basically, we could make it so that like you attack the judge so much that he like asks for help from the robot,
Mm-hmm.
and then the robot sheriff, you have to fight him. But if you help Arthur, he just comes in and just destroys the robot like immediately, and then
That would be awesome.
and then the judge is basically you just have to finish off the judge. But if you don't help Arthur, you have to fight the robot.
And the 2 forms of the judge.
Well, we might not do 2 forms then,
Oh. Okay.
unless you want to.
I was like, I want.
I wanted to make a giant gross monster
Yeah.
guy.
That's fine.
We
I
could
just
do that.
immediately
I don't know.
I immediately thought of that one part in Final Fantasy VIII when you fight Cypher. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. When he summons Odin. Remember
I
that?
don't remember. I don't remember.
So like in Final Fantasy VIII, right? You're fighting Cypher, and Odin shows up, right? He's like, I'm a badass, and then suddenly this sword comes out of the clouds and just slices him in half, and it's Gilgamesh, and he just takes Odin's spear, and then he walks off, and like that's it. And you're just like, what just happened?
I don't
Had no
remember that.
It had no relation to the battle whatsoever. It just the cinematic, and then you're like, what just happened? Gilgamesh just took Odin's weapon, and then you don't. It never gets revisited again.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that happened.
I just thought
Justin didn't explain it correctly.
Yeah, I didn't explain it correctly.
And I didn't really play 8, so I don't know.
I never
Cypher
beat
might
8,
have
so I don't know how
hard
far into that is.
It's pretty far.
I
think
got
maybe
to
in-
the giant pyramid thing or diamond thing, and then like I couldn't beat Rajan and Fujin.
Oh. Okay, I know where you're at. Hey, Faulty's here.
Hey, faults.
Hey. All right, so Bother Blastian.
Yeah, I gotta write this down now.
Yeah, please write all this down. I was hoping someone was taking notes. I'm too busy with
Yeah.
the character stuff.
That's
But
fine.
ooh,
All right,
Panda
so-
Express. Did you get orange chicken and crab rangoon?
I'm waiting for my Panda Express in the parking lot. You got the Crab Rangoons? The Goonies?
But yeah, we can have him to have a. We should automate the character thing. I mean, yeah, we probably should, but I don't really know the best way to do that. But yeah, we could have it where like you fight the judge in his first stage, and then he asks for the robot to come in and help, and then if you help
Quick
Arthur, what?
I just had a quick question about the robot. So is it literally just like Robot Arthur, like Mechagodzilla, but Arthur?
I
mean,
imagine so.
We
But,
could
like,
do
maybe,
that,
like-
or we could make it just look like a generic robot in like a sheriff's outfit with a cowboy hat and a badge or something.
I mean,
It could
it
look
is.
absolutely nothing like him, and there could be a moment it's just like, I don't know which one to take down.
I think it should look like him. I don't know why that's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
That would
Maybe-
be funny.
Maybe you could like radiate
It's like Metal Sonic.
dark energy.
So should we call him Rob Arthur?
Or
Too late. I already wrote it.
It's too late. It's in there.
I'll fix it in post. But yeah, so like he calls for help from the robot. The robot, you have to fight the robot, but if you help Arthur, then you don't have to fight the robot because he just takes him out. But then
Where- Yeah, we're gonna have to go over that a lot later.
Yeah, but then we can have a second form of the judge, but I think maybe if Arthur...
Yeah, if we don't have to, we don't have to. It's okay.
Well, I'm just trying to think of, like... Because, like, what if while the robot is fighting you without Arthur's help, that's when the judge is, like, preparing or transforming or whatever. But...
Or, you know, I would just, like... Some kind of visual cue would be awesome. Like, if you're damaging the judge, like, you know Nightmare and Metroid Fusion?
Yes.
Like, how it gets all gross and melted when you, like,
yeah.
deal damage to it. Like, what if that happens to him?
That'd be cool.
He just, like, starts falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically trash. So, I mean, yeah, we could have it where he, like, basically is falling apart.
Yeah, like, part of his face is, like, falling off.
Ooh.
I like that idea.
You can start knocking the street cones out of his teeth.
Yeah, that too.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that guy. Yeah, he's horrifying. But yeah, we should do that definitely.
Nightmare.
That was such a terrifying and weird boss for a Metroid game.
It was weird, very weird. It's one of my favorites.
But yeah, now you remember it.
It's kind of reminiscent of the Dragon battle in Super Metroid. I don't know why. Like the attack pattern and everything reminds me of that.
Oh, I haven't played Super Metroid in a long time, and I don't know if I've ever beaten it.
Dang.
I know.
Add that to the list of Pocket Llama games.
I always try to play it, and then I always get sidetracked with a different game.
Here's a scary animation I found.
Ooh. That's awesome.
Oh, freaking Caramello.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, gosh,
so...
here we go again.
But yeah, I like the idea of how if you help Arthur, he helps you kill this new developed robot Arthur.
Robo Arthur.
Metal Sonic.
Metaru Arthur.
Maybe it's like Robother or whatever we decided to call him is like has a big hand in the court scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because obviously it's like somebody is presenting and stuff, and the judge isn't presenting because he's the judge. But obviously he's super biased.
Yeah. It's like a sham trial.
faulty
Arthur that wears robes. Robe Arthur.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that just made me think about something. What if we make it so that people really like to the player, it's not Arthur, it's like a robot. But what if the whole thing is they replaced Arthur with a robot and no one can tell except for Arthur? Like, just like everyone's oblivious. They're like, oh, it's Arthur, you know, what's up?
Oh, so the robot's doing bad crud and it's framing Arthur.
I mean,
I've been replaced by a doppelganger.
Yeah, so like
He
he
looks
does
just
things,
like
everyone's
me.
Like I saw Arthur doing this.
He
yeah,
looks just like me, and then he comes shambling out with like sparks shooting
yeah,
out.
like we could make it so comically not accurate. Like, obviously it looks different, but like all the NPCs are like, oh, Arthur did this thing, you know?
Disappointed Marshall reaction when
Yeah,
he sees Robo Arthur.
yeah, it'll be. I think that would be really funny if like, and we could have it like Justin said, we could have Robo Arthur in the court doing like basically acting as Arthur as a witness to saying that the funnel cakes did the thing or whatever. And then if you help Arthur, you know, he just comes in during the battle and destroys them.
He just starts blasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote, no one can tell that Arthur has been replaced. He is clearly a crappy robot version of Arthur.
Made out of like cans and crap.
Yeah.
Maybe he's exhausting too, like just exhaust vents.
Yeah, we'll just have like an exhaust pipe.
backfiring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's got like tank wheels and shit.
And then, so for the funnel cakes, I wrote down, Marshall arrives at the dusty outpost of Crumbleton, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I reiterated here. The small towns filled with piles of garbage and haphazard structures. Marshall has a vision of Ash, Wilson, and Orbeck arriving at the gates of Crumbleton. So that's alluding to comic we did with when Ash and everyone, the knights, are told to attack the town by the evil, corrupted king.
Right.
Email.
So we could have that as a memory when Marshall shows up at some point.
Oh, like when Marshall gets there, he remembers that happening, but he doesn't know why he remembers it.
Right.
So, I'm sorry. When Faulty said robe Arthur, I immediately started thinking of Larm wearing like a really terrible paper mache Arthur mask.
That's awesome.
Just kidding. It was me. All right.
Woo.
So, besides the courtroom and the carnival,
So basically, yeah, after you prove Arthur and the funnel cakes their innocence by defeating the judge, I'm just looking through these old notes that I have that mention the mayor.
yeah.
Are we gonna have like the little funnel cakes race sequence before or after you defeat the judge?
That I'm trying to figure out where we should put that. I think it would originally. Here was the idea originally that I had, because I feel like we shifted it to before and after a couple of times. My original idea was to have.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it as it's a race beforehand, and then.
I think what you wrote is the best, though.
What did I write?
Oh, you mean like you have the option to actually like race them, just like a side thing to kind of get familiar with it?
That's how I pictured it.
Like right, and then at the end they do give you a ride to Average City. Yeah.
Yeah,
and also
to reach the Juggernaut, the funnel cakes give Marshall a ride on their motorcycle.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I kind of pictured that like the racing game, minigame thing was just kind of something you could do with them. I don't know if it, like you have to prove that you're cool enough to be friends with them or anything, or
so
like
I think
awesome.
that could be something too, because it gives the funnel cakes more stuff. It also shows the player how to do it. So then the whole instance after the fight, you can do the race, and you're like, oh, okay, I remember this. I know what I'm doing, except for it's a little different.
Oh my god!
And this time we could have the Juggernaut getting like bigger as they get closer to it in the distance.
Oh my god! What if we had it so that when you the race later, or the ride later, when you're going to the Juggernaut, you see the Juggernaut on the horizon in the race, and like it could be like throwing stuff at them, and you have to dodge them on the track. Faulty's sitting here being like, please stop.
So no,
here's
they're
something.
like, what if it was like in Majora's Mask where you guard the milk cart instead of a race, is what they said. It's like, what are they guarding?
So I originally had it that they challenge you to a race, and if you agree to race and you win, you receive an item. That was my original thing. If you decide not to race, the funnel cakes race off, and you are arrested by the sheriff without getting the item.
Oh yeah.
As Marshall makes his way through town, he runs into the sheriff. He believes that you are a member of the funnel cakes and promptly arrests you. And then there's the whole trial and everything. So that's kind of how I originally had the trial unfolding.
Uh-huh.
Like how we get to that point. So yeah, if you guys want to do it that way, we can. And then like, the funnel cakes appear.
So if you say no, I don't want to race you, and you immediately get arrested as the funnel cakes race off.
Yeah.
That kind of like cuts out all of the stuff before.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because like I'm the type of person where it's like I want to try all my options.
Right.
And it's like I said that as it's like, holy crap, I gotta load my save now.
Yeah.
What if it's like you have to do the race, but you can say no, and then you can wander around and stuff, but you kind of hit a wall.
Okay.
And then you're like,
so
all right,
you kind of have
race.
to.
And then you race them, and then maybe they get arrested because all the things that not Robe Arthur. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess what he's been doing and stuff kind of come to fruition more, and they arrest them. They're like, oh, yep, you guys are racing, you guys are being stupid and whatever. And you're like, what the heck? And they're like really nice to you at the end of the race, like, oh wow, you're actually a pretty cool kid, you know.
You could make it
They're-
so that race is like the next step in the main story. So like you could say not yet, or I'm not ready yet, or I need to practice or whatever. Maybe you could even have like a practice version of it, and like you could make it so that after you do that race, then that kicks off and takes you to the judge battle. But if you say not yet, then that gives you time to wander around Rumbleton and then help Arthur with his side quest.
It wouldn't take you to the judge battle immediately, though. It would they would get arrested, you know, and then you were free to kind of move around and stuff, and you can like go to the courtroom.
Also, Marshall's not getting arrested.
No. It's the funnel case, because they're the ones that have been like getting their name dragged through the mud and blah blah blah. They're terrible and stuff, and this gives you the opportunity to roam around where you can meet Arthur and you can help them out back to evidence, because you're like, hey, these guys seem pretty nice, and they're accusing them of doing this other stuff. And obviously in like the script where they're getting like maybe like Robe Arthur is just like, you know, you're under arrest for doing blah 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 or whatever. They're like, we didn't do that, and they're like super nice, and you're like, these guys are nice, like why are they getting arrested? And then you can go around and you can meet Arthur Blashin, and you can do a side quest to like back them up more. Maybe there's like 2 other things you can do if you want to kind of like back them up a little bit. Maybe like you find like maybe they were framed for doing, I don't know, like robbing, like just a complete example, like a house got robbed or something. But if you go and investigate the house and like maybe you talk to somebody or something, you can actually look around and you'll find like tread marks, you know, from Robe Arthur, you know, like evidence and stuff. Do like the exact.
This is for when you're collecting evidence.
Yeah, but the Arthur, like it helps you out, but the Arthur evidence is the one that does that one special thing. Oh, that's just ideas.
I like it.
That's good.
I had an idea. Go in like, oh shit, I don't have any evidence, but they're nice people, and they're like, what the hell? Good luck fighting the judge without the funnel cakes, loser. Kidding.
So I had the idea for a cutscene where you see Robe Arthur, that name, with
trying to draw him.
Robart.
Yeah,
Robart. You see him looking into a warp mirror, and then like either he sees Larm's reflection and he's talking to it, or Larm literally walks out of the mirror and is in the room, and you're witnessing this.
Oh, I like that. Like, what if you found a window on the side of like the main building, I don't know what the Capitol building or whatever, and like you look into it and it plays a little cutscene where Robart and Larm are talking, and then we'll figure out the dialogue. They say something, so it's like obviously he's working for him, and then Larm warps through the mirror and leaves. And yeah, that would be super cool. I love that. And that's obviously painting a picture that he works for him. Yeah.
And I want the discussion to be about what the operations in the wastes are. And it was, I believe it was mining. No, mining was Shroomville. That was mining like the rare metals and stuff. I think
mining Bitcoin.
Mining Bitcoin. And I think it was like building the juggernauts.
Yeah. So it was like
I have to double check that.
That's why there's so much trash.
Yeah, they gotta make them out of garbage.
I had an idea and I can't remember what I was gonna say now, but I was just gonna say that like I can't wait to draw the really bad-looking Robo Arthur like character portrait for the dialogue.
Yeah,
like it's gonna look like him, but not look like him.
Can we put loud buzzes and beeps in his dialogue in between words so it's really obvious that he's a robot?
Yeah, and his head's gonna like it spark sometimes.
Error. Yeah, and he could even have like he'll repeat the beginning of a word a bunch of times and like stammer like he's glitching out.
Yeah. I can't wait. I don't know what you guys thought of my idea of like when you go to the Juggernaut later with the help of the funnel cakes. What if we have it where it's another, it's another scene where it's like the race setup, the race mini game, but this time you see the Juggernaut slowly getting bigger on the horizon as you get closer to it. And I don't know if we want to do this or not because it might be too complicated. But what if we have it like where you have to avoid obstacles, like the Juggernaut's trying to stop you from getting closer? I don't know if you could like launch things at you or throw things at you.
I thought it like because you're in the courtroom proving their innocence, it goes into the battle. That's what I thought.
Wait.
So when you're in the court and you're proving their innocence.
Right. I'm not talking about the judge battle.
Oh, you're talking about the Juggernaut.
I'm talking about after you. Oh my god.
I'm talking about after they're racing towards the Juggernaut.
Yeah, like when you leave Crumbleton to go towards the Juggernaut that's in between Avarice and the Wastes. It could be another scene where it's like the race mini game, but the Juggernaut would be on the horizon, and as you get closer it gets slightly bigger. And like maybe we could have obstacles where the Juggernaut's like launching stuff at you and you have to move out of the way.
I like that idea. Make the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
like idea?
It's amazing. Yoshi's Island did that with like the chomps jumping from the background into the foreground.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also the final battle in the game with the fireballs coming at you from the background.
That'd
like
be
that
cool.
kind of depth stuff, that would be fun to do.
If we could achieve that with the engine, I would love to do that, but I know it depends a lot on like what Faulty is comfortable
Faults, we got some programming for you.
I think. I'm sweating.
We need some projectiles to move from the background to the
really
foreground.
The whole race scene, I don't know if you've seen it or if I've explained it to you, but like it's basically all just a 2D illusion with different moving layers, and then like the projectiles in the background could just be like different sprites that move, and then when they come down they have a collision. But I don't know, it's something we can workshop later.
No, it's fun. I like that.
Yeah,
fix it in post.
It adds a little it adds some
Faults said it. Yes.
We'll fix it in post. We'll do it in engine. That's always my.
Yeah, we'll fix it in engine.
Yeah.
We just put everything in front of a green screen.
When we have no idea how to do it through art, we're like, oh, we'll do it in engine.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I did with the smoke when I made that example. I was like, I was gonna add smoke, but I figured we'll just do it in engine.
Yeah. And then Fault gets angry at us.
It's funny. Our time is almost up already.
Yeah.
Yay! That's because we were talking about Robother.
Oh my god, I love this new development.
Yeah, it gives Arthur's story. So where does Dupes and Rowan private investigators fall into this?
Dupes PI. We'll have that in Avarice City, which will be the next thing we will discuss in our next story
what if
session.
What if like you actually find the actual building, like the private investigator, like you could have like an apartment building, most of the doors don't even work. You gotta go on the floors, and like they're like apartments. I don't know, like old-timey buildings like that where there was like small like offices, like apartment style.
Right.
And like on one of the floors it's like the PI, and then in there it's like Rowan and Dupes and Arthur is there, and it's just like awesome. I'm now part of a private investigation team, or I don't know, we can do something silly with it.
Yeah, that's perfect, actually. I like that idea. It'd be great. Rowan calls you on the Froggy phone when you enter the building. She's like, I'm calling you from inside the building.
How terrifying.
And then you're just like, what? It's like, just come upstairs. Just go upstairs. I'm up there.
The call is coming in from inside the building.
Faulty, is there any way that we can make it to where you actually, when you enter the room, everything is black and white?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I'm sure that you can.
And then there's just suddenly jazz music playing.
People are gonna be easy in like 2 seconds. See, there you go. People are gonna be like, "This game has so much personality. Holy crap!"
Yeah, it's. I can't wait. Oh my god, I want to make all this shit so much now.
I love the idea that Rowan is just like a little bit of a jokester too. Like she
Yeah.
messes with you a little bit. She's just having fun.
Yeah.
She give you a phone. She's talking to you through a frog. She's not 100% serious.
Yeah. And then Dupes is like, oh yeah, you know, ever since Shroomville was cleaned up, I got back on my feet. I moved to the city, started my own private investigation firm. And then Rowan's just like, I was bored. and then Arthur's like,
I'm the muscle.
yeah, I'm the enforcer. Perfect.
Oh man, this is great. This is good stuff.
I love it. But yeah, it's a relief to get a lot of the stuff with Crumbleton worked out, because we were in the process of taking out some of the older elements that we had written in there as placeholders. But to get it set up so the story's more streamlined, I feel better about it.
Oh yeah, I feel like we were kind of like avoiding it a little bit. You're like, that's just that's the area before Avarice. That's like how we'd refer to it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't really have a whole lot to talk about there.
Yeah. It feels good that we finally got to knock that out.
I love the dynamic now where we have basically a body double of Arthur,
Yeah.
who's basically framing him, but claiming that, while they're trying to frame the funnel cakes, and everyone still thinks that the robot is Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that.
Perfect. Oh my god.
Well, I think that we hit an hour.
We did, and I gotta go get some groceries.
Okay, so let me go ahead and wrap this baby up. Thank you for hanging out with us on this here story meeting, the first story meeting of 2021.
Yay!
I am Dupes. Justin, I've been hanging out here with the always amazing Ives and the always blastin' Art Blaster.
Always blasting.
Never stops blasting.
Can't stop.
Just can't-
Won't stop.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.